Hey everybody, so I'm hopping back on tonight. I just got home from the nursery. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Megan. I live in Dothan, Alabama. That is zone 9, and I own a plant nursery here in Dothan as well. So I'll be giving some tours of the nursery at some point, but I just wanted to do a quick update on the front of my house because last Sunday I gave a little tour of the backyard and some of the natural area leading up to the golf course. So tonight I want to let y'all see some changes that we've made in the front of the house. Okay, here is the front of my house. So the last time I showed y'all the front of the house, I don't think I had these Oakland hollies in, but we pulled the beds way out and planted 2 Oakland hollies on either side of our entry. And then this spring, I have chosen to use the Proven Winter Snowdrift Supertunia. So pretty. Love the Snowdrift Supertunia. In fact, that one is the one that flew out of the nursery. Believe it or not, it was not the bubblegums this year. But so we've got the Supertunias on either side of the walk up, and those will mound and they will at some point cover the entire bed. You won't be able to see any dirt. It'll just be nothing but white. And I am planning on putting some in those front pots up there that I have with my steed hollies in the middle. But I keep forgetting to bring them home from the nursery. So maybe at some point I'll remember to do that. So then on either side of the front walk up, we have boxwoods in a globe shape. And one of my favorite plants, the Distilleum, and these are the vintage jade Distilleum. And they are sort of trimmed into like a flat hedge, which I wasn't even really planning on it being a flat hedge. I kind of was wanting them to be like globes, but the guy who does my yard, they're really good. And they had done this flat top, and I kind of looked at it for a little bit and I was like, I really don't hate that. So for now, they're just in a flat hedge. Okay, so you round the corner and we're headed towards the driveway. And just this spring, I had installed some phlox, creeping phlox. Fort Hill Pink is what it's called. I put like 14 on this side for my first tier in the garden, and then about 15 on the other side of the house, which I'll show you in a minute, to mirror. And so what I'm really pumped about is that hopefully in a few years this is going to be all a blanket of pink creeping phlox every spring, and I cannot wait. So under the garage windows I had boxwoods planted, and I had them also on the other side. Well, I've decided I want to take these up and I want to put a gray owl juniper up under this window because I think that that blue silver contrast will really spice up the front of the house. We've got a lot of green on green, which I love. That was one thing I really wanted for this house, was less bloom, more green on green, textures, layers, and, you know, playing with foliage colors versus in my last yard. And if you're new to the channel, I have got some videos of my garden from 3 years ago, where it was a real cottage garden, tons of blooms, tons of maintenance, and it was beautiful. But for this chapter in life, I think I'm kind of happy to have less maintenance and maybe a more like understated, elegant landscape. So you see the vintage jade Distilleum over here, and then we popped in some podocarpus on each corner of my front porch. But y'all, I'm really excited because I have just decided that I'm going to take these podocarpus up and I'm going to put in Fire Chief Arborvitae on either front side of my porch for a just pop of interest. And like I said, I have a lot of green on green, so I feel like the Fire Chief Arborvitae is something I've been looking at. We just got it into the nursery for the first time this spring, and I'm really kind of liking it. So I think it'd be kind of neat. And then I've already taken these boxwoods out from under this front window, so we're going to do a gray owl juniper here, and then you can see the creeping phlox is on the ground, and that is a podocarpus egg. So we have some podocarpus eggs over on the other side, but they came into the nursery and I just couldn't resist because I had hollies, like Oakland hollies, but I mean, and I love Oakland hollies. There's nothing wrong with Oakland hollies, but I wanted to do something a little more, I guess, unique. So we took the Oakland hollies up and I put in the podocarpus eggs. Here is my Tamukiyama Japanese maple. This did come from the other house and it has grown a whole lot. So it is on the corner here. Now, as we round the corner, you will see that I have a compilation of things over here. This is the south facing bed on my house, so it gets full sun all day, every day. And in the summer, it is just blazing hot. So I have some little lime hydrangeas in here, and then just recently I had the orange glow knockouts installed in here. So there's 1, 2, 3 orange glow knockouts, because those we also got into the nursery, and I'm used to seeing just the pink and the red. And actually these are aged blooms right now, but when they come out new, they're really, really pretty orange. Okay, so if you look over here, we had a long bed that spanned all the way. There's the road and the sidewalk right there. So you've got about, I would say, 40 feet. And then starts this big long bed that is right in between my house and our neighbor's house. And we took out a huge southern magnolia. I mean, it was gigantic. We took that out. It was probably a year ago. It was not pretty, y'all. It was just really huge. And there was all these like volunteer stuff coming up underneath it, like 30-year-old azaleas that had passed their prime. And so we also took out some other things. There was a huge camellia, and yeah, they were pretty, but I was ready to do something a little bit cleaner and that was really my own style. And again, going with understated elegance. So here we've got 4 green giant arborvitae. These are going to get about 40 feet tall and probably about 18 to 20 feet wide. And so they are going to fill in this area and give me a real nice texture. And also it's going to be a real like privacy. And then right next to them, we have a mass of mortacillium. This is cinnamon girl. So the cinnamon girl is something that just flies out of the nursery. We can't keep it. We use it on all jobs just about because it's such a great plant. So the cinnamon girl has new growth that comes out. You guessed it, a cinnamony color. And it stays 2 feet tall by 3 feet, 2 to 3 feet tall by 2 to 3 feet wide. So it's a small little distilleum, and we love it. It's great for like under your front windows if you don't want something that's going to get really, really tall. And then we came in right here with a little mass of yaupon, just 5 little yaupon holly. And then we put some little gem magnolias back here in the background. And then my favorite part of the whole thing, see if I can get a good picture of it, are the gray owl junipers. Because, I mean, you're talking about some real showy color contrast here with the green of the juniper, or the green of the yaupon and everything else in this bed. And then boom, you have the gray owl juniper that comes in with that blue silver leaf. Look at that, y'all. Oh my gosh. And so what is going to happen over here, y'all, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gray owl juniper along the very end of this bed here. They are going to probably get about 8 feet wide, 3 feet, 4 feet tall. So we spaced them out accordingly. And what I kind of want to happen is it to just like grow all together and just look like a big ocean wave, like crashing at the end of my bed. That is what I'm picturing in my head. So we're going to see if it ends up doing that. A lot of times I have great pictures in my head and it doesn't end up that way, but we'll see. And so this is where we started our tour last week. Hope y'all enjoyed this little snippet of the yard today. We will just kind of go trace our steps. I'll show you the full picture again. It's already starting to turn hot here in zone 9. We've had some warm days, but things are doing well nonetheless. There's my mom over here. She's probably coming to say hey. We do live next to my parents, for those of you who are just starting on the channel with us. So that's really nice. Mom's using bubblegum Supertunias in her yards this year. That's sort of what I picked out for her. All right, guys. Hope y'all are having a great week. And I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.